Well, good morning everyone, Happy New Year and welcome to the Ambassador Cruise Lines 2025 World Indoor Bowls Championships live from Potters Resort here in Hopton-on-Sea. So we're starting off today with a World Open pairs. It's Jason Choi and Ting Po Hing from China, and we've also got David Llewellyn and Gary Pickering representing Canada. So let's have a look at what we have for the rest of the day. Well, it's absolutely action-packed today. 6 games for you. Following this game at around about 11:15, Samara Arnold and Mr. Nielsen takes on Trevor Taylor and Connor Mill. Then we're going to be following on with that at 2 o'clock. We've got a South Africa affair there. And then don't forget, following that game, round about 15:45, we have the English pair taking on the American pair. And then 7 o'clock, it's Israel against Scotland. So it's time to get the show on the road. We're going to go live to the famous portable rink here at Potters Resorts and join our very own compere, Mr. Jack Jenkins.
Thank you very much, Jason. Yes, let's start our first match of 2025. First out, we have a Canadian pairing featuring a former World Singles qualifier and a US Open Singles runner-up. Welcome out, Canada's David Llewellyn and Gary Pickering.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose.
Against them this morning from Hong Kong, we have a silver and bronze Asian Bowls medalist and a former World Open Pairs semi-finalist. Please put your hands together for Jason Choi and Ting Hei Po. I will hand you up to Jason Parkinson and Graham Irving Cole in the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Jack. Once again, good morning, everybody. Welcome down here to the Ambassador Cruise Lines 2025 World Indoor Bowls Championships. Joining me in the commentary box this morning, my partner in crime all the way from Scotland, Graham Irving Cole. Good morning, Graham.
Good morning. Good morning.
Ready for 17 days of great bowls?
Yeah, I can't last that pace, so I'm only here till next Saturday. So
you nearly forgot.
Yeah, it's my age.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Earlier start today. 6 games for you, absolutely action-packed. A couple of extra countries in this year, which is always great to see. And over the next 17 days, we'll be giving away 4 world titles.
That length 20,
hope you can stay with us.
5.5 metres.
As always, live on Facebook and YouTube all the way through the event, and then the BBC will be joining us for the last week, starting off with the World Open Pairs final. So the Hong Kong pair here playing in the red bowls. 2 bowl pairs, as you can see. It's a very quick format, 2 bowl pairs. It's 2 sets of 9 ends if you haven't seen the format before. And then we have a 3-end shootout should that be necessary. Hong Kong skip, Jason Choi, well, he raised the roof here just a couple of years ago in this World Open Pairs, playing with his partner at the time, Ken Chan. Nearly went all the way, so he'll be looking at certainly performing something very, very similar.
Yeah, very unlucky 2 years ago to get to the semi-final.
Good adjustment.
Good. Yeah, just draw to your last, Davey. Track's not bad. Yeah, good home there.
Yeah, just slightly overplayed, but it's finished really well.
1 green.
It's a very different game, 2 bowl pairs. You know, it's not as normally as attacking as the traditional format, 4 bowls.
Yeah, it's as you say, it's very, very quick. So I think it's designed for a drawing game.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, 85% of the time you normally find out the lead that plays most consistent normally gets the better result as the game goes on. But the skipper's also got the 2 balls that they can always make the adjustment and get out of trouble if needed. Obviously, Jason will pull on his experience playing on this portal rink. So will Gary Pickering. He's qualified a few times. Well, Jason, nice little chance here of just arriving down this forehand. Can afford just to be up. Ideally, obviously, he wants a bowl. If he gets the jack, well, he's going to have to come with it, but there's nothing for short here. He can just take a chance.
Short.
Trail on here for 3 or 4.
Yeah, David's just saying you can play almost a very similar bowl. If he does get half of his shot bowl, he'll be very unlucky, but he's only going to drop a 1. He can just trail that jack a yard, just past where that bowl is there that is indicating. It's not an easy shot, as you know, on this rink, Graham, just to play a yard or 2 over, but it's worth playing.
Is that much weight?
I was thinking...
Sorry, Gary. Okay.
Just going to draw here, he says. I thought first end it might have been chance to play just the same shot as you'd said that Jason was trying to play it.
It's not a million miles away.
No.
Yeah, sweet ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well played. Guarantees the 2 shots.
2 green. 2
And
shots. Llewellyn and
that's a
Pickering.
confident delivery.
Yeah.
Set score 0-2 after 1 end.
So the Canadian pair get on the score sheet straight away. It's always good in this kind of a format just to try and get on the card first, string a few ends together.
Jack length 26 metres.
Ting's using the forehand. Obviously the green's just been laid once again, but normally this forehand's normally the swingier of the forehands. Well, the line's not too bad. It's all about the weight adjustment.
I don't think he has it? I'll be disappointed with those 2.
Green.
This is where it's important now just to keep applying the pressure, isn't it? You know, gets first shot in there, gets one in, 3 down straight away. That little bit of extra pressure's key sometimes in these bigger games. You talking to me? Sorry, I missed it.
3 green.
Well, that was plan A, definitely. So Jason will be looking probably getting at least guaranteed second shot with his first ball.
Hold down to 8 from there, I would say.
Just needs to bend a touch.
Just a fraction.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky there not to land on any of those 3 balls. Just managed to find the gap. I'd stick with what he's just played personally and just put a foot of pace in it. It's already looking at the spot, but I think he's already got that spot on that side of the rink. I'd be just inclined just to draw another, but try and finish past the jack, not to make the target any wider. Needs to beat the back 2 greens and it'll be very good. It's well played if he gets past it. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
perfect.
Well done.
Well, Jason, you either draw to save or you just play an attacking shot straight for the head. Either way, you just got to commit to the shot. Needs to hold up, I think. What's the weight like? Hold to that back bowl. Brilliant. That's well done.
1 shot, Llewellyn and Pickering.
There's a big bowl that early on in this
Set
this pairs game.
0-3 after
So
2
didn't
ends.
want to be losing a 4 after the opening end, so that's a well played bowl. Kept his nerve there.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
So the jack's just gone ever so slightly further.
Your line looks real good. Come on, finish hard. Yeah, good start, Davey.
You set off quite well, David. You know, if you think about it, when you look at the 2 pairings, this is what I always find fascinating with the overseas players is, you know, the Canadians, they don't have an indoor facility, Graham. You've got to remember that when players come here to this venue. You know, they don't have that facility. The Hong Kong pair, there's some facilities for them to play indoor bowls in Hong Kong and of course mainland China as well, and some fantastic facilities.
Still holding, Dave. You just want to beat your last. You're just 12 inches over.
I think the thing as well is, from a portable rink point of view, it's completely different to a normal indoor surface, so that potentially is, you know, a leveller.
Come on. You're well played, buddy.
That's what you can do as a lead. I would say, you know, if you can get a lead that consistently puts balls within, you know, a foot or 2 of the jack, then he's done his job.
Good line. Just needs to keep turning.
Needs to run a foot or 2, yeah.
Yeah.
2 green.
Use that. It'd be nice to get rid of it. I was thinking of wet to here. I mean, that would probably be better.
It's just a draw. You just need to pick your hand and draw for Gary. Now this.
Yeah, it's just the same sort of as the last end, just looking to apply a bit more pressure.
Just needs to choose the hand that he favours. Well, he's just sat away off that green bowl, so I think it's probably still just the 2.
應該靠埋，係啊，嗰度只係蝕咗佢嘅。
Gets to the seam, he's won this.
我啲真係。
Well played again.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
1 red.
He's finished quite well there, Graham, because, you know, he was 2 seconds against him. He's nicely tucked in down the centre line. So I think, you know, all Gary's got is probably just a full draw, you know, just guaranteeing the pace. If
Yeah.
he does manage just to sneak to the jack, then that's a bonus.
I play off either hand here as well.
You've more chance of getting the jack playing down the backhand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah, just over.
Great try.
Well, Jason, you've got a chance here. Similar bowl to your last, 2 feet of room.
Very close.
Just needs to bend, I think. Here it comes.
And down to the bowling and off.
Well played. 2 really good bowls from the youngster there.
2 shots, Choi and Po.
Set score 2-3 after 3 ends.
差唔多，差唔多。
So let's see what they're going to do with the jack. Just try and string a few ends together, just see if Ting can just drop on a length that suits him.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Slightly shorter again. opening delivery from David Llewellyn.
Surprised that didn't bend more than that down that hand. I know it's a 3/4 length jack, but just seemed to stick slightly.
It's well played again here.
He is.
2 green.
Yeah, as you say, that forehand played in this direction is normally the one that swings.
It's quite cold outside though, doesn't it? I mean, for those experienced players, they'll understand that, you know, the temperature has an awful lot to do with the speed of an indoor surface, definitely. And obviously, it's the first day of the championships. As we move on and it gets a bit warmer, more people come in, the speed of the green will change slightly. It's a wee bit nippy.
A wee bit nippy. See how this goes. This is a tighter line than what Ting played.
Yeah, did well there. He's only 2 feet short of a length.
Yeah, if we just tap the jack, it might be a better shot.
Just overplayed, but it's finishing in a decent place. Just finishes this side of that bowl. It's not too bad. You know, Jason did have a shot available if he wanted to play the 2 bowls away. Pace will decide here because he's still down that slightly narrow line.
Yeah.
Has he increased the pace?
Just going to slip under.
How much?
He's in for 3.
3 shots, Llewellyn and Pickering.
So the 3 shots just puts that bit of space between them both again now.
Set score
6-2.
2-6 after 4 ends.
Looking at some of the player profiles. Ting lives on Hong Kong Island.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
31 years of age, an engineer. Plays out the Mayfu Hong Kong Indoor Bowls Club. Then obviously that amazing Kowloon Cricket Club outdoor green. It's a fantastic place. It says here plays with Henselite Tiger 2 size 3 normally, but I think he's actually elected to play with an Evo this morning, which is a slightly stronger bias bowl. Famous favourite food, ramen. Man after my own heart. Jason, his partner. He lives in Kowloon in Hong Kong, obviously. Also 31 years of age, a pharmaceutical representative and also a lawn bowls coach. So that's quite interesting as well. Favourite green, portable rink. Favourite food, coffee.
Change your hand, Davey. Just draw them as close as you can on this end.
Ask him to play it on the forehand. I mean, that the red ball isn't in the way, but obviously there's that little danger if he wanted to turn it in.
That line should be very good. Come on, do some work. Do some work. Do some work.
Yep, he's well down.
一個 roll 跑贏自己都 OK 㗎啦。
So, similar bowl for Ting. Well played. Down to the bowl and sit. Can he sit? Unlucky not to get a touch.
Yeah. Unfortunate. David Llewellyn, who just was leading there for Canada, he's almost retired, he says. Plays at the Cosborn Park Bowling Club in Toronto. And his bowls are an Aero Groove size 4. Is that what he's playing with just now?
No, he's playing with Henselites on here. Yeah. And the reason for that is obviously for the World Championships, you play in either just the red or the green.
Yeah.
If you're the first name player out, then you're playing red. And if you're the second name player in the draw, you play with green. So it depends on obviously if you do play with a red or green set. Normally, when the players arrive here on the resort, they have quite a large range of pool bowls out the back here, all the different sizes and models, and it's entirely up to the player. They can play with as many of those bowls as they like to, and just try and find something that they feel comfortable with. And that's obviously what's happened here when he swapped to playing with the Henselite bowl.
I led you well into that explanation there.
Thank you.
Great bowl, man.
Oh, brilliant. What a great bowl.
Great bowl.
3 green.
Gary Pickering, this is his 5th World Bowls Tour event. He's a university professor and he plays at the Glenridge Lawn Bowling Club in St Catharines in Ontario. And his favourite food, Jason, is blue oysters. Is that man after your heart as well?
Blue oysters.
Blue oysters.
It's not bluff oysters.
Bluff oysters, so it is. That's why Jason's my carer.
Well, Jason, need to make the trip. Don't want to be short.
Yeah. Problem is, it's a big wall just to rest on. But let him make it. Oh.
I mean, so that angle there, you can see now what Jason Choi can see from the mat. I mean, it's not a massive target. You could maybe lift all 3 bowls away. If you do get a piece of the jar, it's got one of the respots covered. You know, he normally does have a pretty decent drive on him. But he is also playing some decent stuff, so it's one of those things where do you go early and start messing around with your length, or do you just try and stick to playing the draw shots and just nestle in? The only thing is the percentage-wise, there's not a lot to offer.
No. And the thing as well is it's getting to a stage in the set where a 3 or a 4 count here for the Canadians is almost putting the set out of reach, so it's maybe worthwhile.
Well, it's going for a bit of cover, as you can see, playing that really wide line. Well, has it just limped in to get that spot position?
It's okay. There is the spot.
Well, he's looking at that spot position. I mean, he's just got either a dead draw or you play for all 3 balls. What you don't want to fall into the trap of is just trying to reach down that forehand with 2 yards. You know, trying to get to the balls, turn the jack, because it looks tempting, doesn't it, just to get caught out. But I think it's either just the dead draw, or you go nice and firm, trying to lift the balls away. Jack would be second prize. Looking at his feet position, he's playing the draw, I think.
Needs to start coming down now.
Sits back.
Yeah.
It's just going to stay up, but it's a great bowl. It's
Yeah.
second, I think.
Yeah.
Played some big bowls as Jason to cut the count down. You know, that's the third end now where he's played a really big bowl to save 2 or 3. 1 green, I think, is the
1
call.
shot, Llewellyn and Pickering.
So,
Set score 2-7 after 5 ends.
5 ends played. Nice to see you all joining us early this morning on the stream. Thank you for your continued support for these World Indoor Bowls Championships. If you want to ask a question or you're not quite sure of
Jack
something,
length,
if you pop it into
26.5
the
metres.
chat function in the Facebook, I have that in front of me, and we'll try and get something answered for you. Don't make it too hard.
And don't make it about oysters.
And don't forget, if you want to see what the draw is and the results, you can keep updated either on the Facebook pages or you can go to the World Bowls Tour website, www.worldbowlstour.org. You can see the draws for the 4 World Championships that we are playing during this event. And then this year, the World Bowls Tour have added a Masters event later on, where they bring back 4 of the players that have played in these championships over many years, and they've come back, and you've got people like Billy Jackson's in that one, you've got Graham Robertson, Ian Bond, he's making his reappearance, and Mr. Corkill, David Corkill, obviously the BBC commentator, so they'll be playing the last weekend of these championships. That's a new event that they're trying out.
Good, that's interesting. It'll be good to see some of the old faces from previous World Championships.
Yep. Pink Panther's back.
One red.
Well, both skips have just got the same shot for me, forehand. Just a steady draw.
Hey Dave, if your bowl just turns over, will that be enough, do you think? I did look.
That's a question.
Yeah, is he looking at playing the backhand, turning the ball down maybe as well? Is that what he was looking at there?
I think you've just got to not overcomplicate things. I
Yeah.
mean, there's still plenty of room. I think you just go down, you play the forehand draw. If you make contact, you make contact.
Yeah.
Don't go searching for anything. Just go and play your line and your length. They are playing some good stuff at the moment. So a little chance here for Jason now, just to put a little bit of pressure on if he can just guarantee a shot with this bowl. Yeah, there's a good comment just come in there regarding there's, unfortunately as always, there's quite a few scam sites out there trying to pretend they are part of World Championships. Always remember, the World Bowls Tour never ask for any payment. It's all free of charge. So if you are asked for any credit card details, please don't give them. As they're coming up, I am actively trying to block them for you all as well, but they mutate. As soon as you block one, there's 3 more come back up. Yeah, so please don't put any credit card details into anything. It's all free of charge, the service. Now, is it time to get a little bit adventurous here? A couple of contacts down the backhand available. Got good position. You know, contact on the shot bowl, release the jack. If it's ever so slightly wide, there's a couple of cheeky connections off the red or the green bowl. Just see there. It's the pace that will be key to this shot. Backhand with pace normally sticks.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah, it's so hard to play just over a draw. I think nice and firm should have been the shot. So Jason, a little touch on your previous bolt. 4 here would put them in touching distance.
So a good line as well.
Urging it on.
Yeah.
It's urging it forward.
Just going to pull up short, I think.
Don't think it has. I think it's just the 2.
Yeah.
2 shots, Choi and Po.
Good bowl. Slightly unlucky. So
Set score 4-7 after 6 ends. Jack length 29 metres.
So the winner of this match this morning will play the defending champions in the next game, Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett.
Well, this is the longest jack length of the game so far, 29 metres.
It's 2.5 metres short, Dave, either hand.
People asking about the broadcast schedule. Every single game is on Facebook and YouTube, World Bowls Tour. And then the BBC will pick up the coverage from the World Open Pairs final, which is a week on Monday, and they'll go through. So plenty of options available, so you don't have to miss any of these great games. Slightly overcorrected.
All about the weight now. Yep. That's the shot, Dave.
Well, that's the shot, but still
green.
2 feet of room for the skips. Quick question there, what happens to the bowls after they've finished playing with them? So all 4 players that are playing in this particular game are using a set of pool bowls. They remain here in the tournament office behind, so players can pick and choose any of the sets. They'll take them down to the green, use them to practice, and then they should go back into the pool for anybody else to use. Everybody has their own favourites. Even some of the top 16 will turn up, and even though they're fully kitted obviously by their sponsors, they'll sometimes elect to play with a certain set of pool bowls. I mean, there's a set of green Henselite Tigers that always seem to be a favourite here. We call them the birds because they've got a little bird emblem on. Quite an old set of Tigers. They seem just ever so slightly stronger than a standard set, but they're very successful. They've won numerous titles here.
Check eye, yeah.
So it's normally the semi-finals, but last year I think they did from the quarters. Yeah, just putting his little foot position. I always find it quite interesting that Jason is a lawn bowls coach. I think sometimes you're so used to coaching other people. Who coaches you? Do you coach yourself?
Yeah.
Or do you have do you get somebody else to come and coach? I think personally you'd probably want somebody else. I think when you critique yourself, I think sometimes, and it's not just at bowls, I think it's in everyday life, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think sometimes you get a bit of a blurred judgment on your own abilities, I think.
Yeah,
You know?
I think regardless of what you're doing, you're your own worst critic.
Yep. Yeah, I always find it easy because my real job's the operations development manager, and I develop all my staff, and then I don't really develop myself, I guess. Don't know.
Well, Gary.
Needs to run here.
It's well played.
It's well played.
Well played.
Great ball.
Two shots, Llewellyn and Pickering.
Set score 4-9 after 7 ends.
So, 2 ends to play. 5 the gap. Of course, the beauty of sets is it resets after the first set, so you can sometimes if you are struggling the first set, you can absolutely have an absolute stinker, manage just to sneak over the line for the second set and drag it into a tiebreak, and anything can happen. So it's all about just keeping that composure, and just trying to play yourself into a length, isn't it? When you're struggling a little bit, just try and keep it going as long as you can. Drop on a length. I think the difference at the moment has just been the consistency of the leads.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly David's been more consistent over those first 7 ends.
Well played, Ting. Here comes the adjustment.
Yep, good adjustment by Mr. Llewellyn.
Ting just needs to stay with it. Just try and give Jason something to work with.
Yeah.
Just get to it. Finish it slightly at the side. You know, make it a little bit bigger in a way. Obviously, they need to score this end to keep in it, but
yeah,
ideally they're going to need a 2 or a 3, I think.
One green.
So the Canadians are just having a little look here. I think this is where the bit of game management comes in now. It's not always about getting shot with every single bowl. I mean, if they can just hold them down to even just a single, they're just thinking, well, line the first set here with that shot bowl. You'd be looking at trying to split the 2 red bowls, stop the Hong Kong pair from picking up anything other than a 1. Jason hasn't got a lot on, to be fair. Not a million miles away. Well played.
Well played here.
That's a great bowl. What a good bowl that is.
One red.
You've just got to draw. Just try and really close it down. I mean, 1 down. I won't be massively worried about just losing a single this end. You know, forcing them to get a full count of 4 for the last end.
One shot, Choi and Po.
So the single keeps him in it.
Set score 5-9 after 8 ends. Jack length 27.5 metres.
แรง
Line's not bad, Dave. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Just looking for that decent start, which he's got.
Could be.
可能要轉手啊，試下。
Quick question there from Andrew Davies, coming to visit on the 25th. I'm glad you're making the trip. Asking what's on the morning, 25th. There's actually a game on at 9 o'clock. I know your message there says 10 o'clock, but that's on the 25th morning. That's the start of the new Masters. 9 o'clock that morning with Billy Jackson, David Corkill, swiftly followed at 10:45, Graham Robertson against Ian Bond. So that's what's on that morning. So I hope that answers your question for you.
仲喺度。
Davey, forget about the head. So I would like a ball.
Yeah, it's a good call. Forget about the head. Just protect the counter four.
Trust me. You got it.
Well, there's still a chance. That's all you can hope for when you need a full count. Is there a chance? Little tuck on the jack down the backhand. Not easy, but it's there. Just move it 2 feet. Ideal.
So he's missed his line here.
Yep, that's the set over, I'm afraid. Yeah, nothing available, unfortunately. He'll just play a draw, just try and keep the weight in his hand. Yeah, he's played it. Probably two to red, but it's all irrelevant. Doesn't really need to send this. Don't really need to send this bolt. It'll just be a matter of what the final official score will be for this first set. Yeah, he's not bothered. Look, dump one down his away. So for those that like to keep the scores, that's going to be officially 2 for red.
2 shots, Choi and Poe, first set.
But it's going to be
and
a
Pickering.
set win for the Canadians, 9 shots to 7. Once again, thank you for joining us at the World Indoor Bowls Championships. As you can tell, brand new sponsor this year, which is Ambassador Cruise Lines. They pride themselves of being a no-flies cruise, offering 7 regional airports with a really friendly welcome. But don't take my word for it. Let's have a look at why Ambassador Cruises has the warmest welcome at sea.
Enjoy yourself on a UK no-fly cruise. Enjoy yourself. There's amazing shows for you.
Enjoy yourself. There's outstanding cuisine.
Enjoy yourself, named best value at sea. Enjoy yourself, named best value at sea.
And there you go, there's just a little glimpse of what Ambassador Cruise Lines has to offer. Have a look at their website, ambassadorcruiseline.com. I'll call some of their friendly staff and see some of the amazing trips and packages that they have to offer. One of the cruise lines that actually own their own cruise ships. 2 lovely ships for you to choose from, the Ambience and the Ambition. So it's quite interesting, I think, Graham, isn't it, where you have the no-fly cruises. A lot of people tend not to like flying. My grandmother doesn't fly anymore, so that's something that's always really, really handy to have, especially with the offering of the 7 regional UK airports. Amazing entertainment. He was just in there in that rather camp advert.
Purple shirt's very much like one of my outfits.
Like your outfits. Yeah. It's key, isn't it? It's all about enjoying yourself.
Of
when
course
you go
it
away.
is. Yeah. Good adjustment from David Llewellyn at the start of this second set.
One green.
Don't forget in the World Open pairs, it's within the rules. I know they haven't implemented the rule, but the players could have swapped if they wanted to. So after the first set, if you're struggling or you want to swap round, the lead could play skip if they wanted to, and vice versa. But it can only be done after the end of each set.
Yeah.
Don't see it often. It has been done before. I have seen it a couple of times before, but
Michael Stepney and Jason.
Michael Stepney and Jason was the last one. Yes, that's right.
And they swapped it. Did they get to final that year?
Yeah, it proved well for them, didn't it? They were struggling early on, made the decision, and it worked.
Went to a good place there.
Just slightly sticking down there. It normally comes back an awful lot, but it's just ever so slightly sticky. Just asking Alan. He's got a really good eye.
So are we tickles okay as long as it doesn't go more than 6 inches?
It's just a draw. I think you just concentrate on playing the draw. If you happen to get the jack, it's a bonus. But I would just be playing the draw and forget about anything else. I think sometimes if you just go searching for the jack, your tendency just to overplay it.
I've got a good line.
It's well played. In.
2 green.
Jason's played a few big bowls down the forehand here. There's a nice bowl just to rest on. It'd be very unfortunate not, to land in the back of the front one, if you know what I mean. You've just got to play as if it's not there.
Good line here.
I think he's just underneath.
He looked good from
From
mid-green, he looked good.
Just nipped it. So it's going to be a 2.
2 shots, Llewellyn and Pickering.
Have you been on any cruises, Graham? I've never done a cruise.
You know, I've been in 2.
Have you? Never ever.
Set score 0-2 after one end.
Never done one. I didn't even realise there were seven ports in the UK for them to sail out of. I've been interesting.
Southampton, the first one I went on, and the other one we flew to Malta.
Jack length 25.5 metres.
Just check there.
Yeah, Dundee will be one of them.
Yeah, I can say the 7 ports you have to offer: Dundee, Newcastle, Liverpool, Bristol, Falmouth, London Cruise Terminal, and Belfast.
Mine's big, baby.
Pretty well covered everywhere in the UK, then, aren't they?
Absolutely.
So, chance here, Ting. Just wants to just slightly raise the consistency percentage. Give his skip a little bit of a chance. Won't want to let the Canadians just sneak away these first couple of ends in this second set.
I'd probably change switch now. Come on. Yeah, good adjustment, Dave. It's number 1. Thank you.
簡單啲啊，兜贏佢得啊！你嗰個嚟個 jack 咁多。
Well, Ting, are you making the trip? Well played. Well played, sir.
One red.
Just discussing all the different options. I'd still just be inclined just to draw up to it.
Yeah.
Jason's just holding back here because both skips have to go back at the same time. So, Jason, I'm going to say Jason will have to get a move on now. You can just draw to it. Nice little contact. It'll all depend on whether the ball is actually touching. If it's sat against the jack, it'll only take a slight touch on it. Probably move 6 or 7 inches at least.
That's the line.
Forehand for Jason. Be very unlucky. Oh, he's looking to play around there. I'd have stuck with that forehand myself and just played down to the second shot. It's only got one bad contact, and that's landing on the shot bowl himself. He's playing this bowl because obviously if the connection's made, the Canadians can make a pair out of this. But it's such a difficult shot. I wouldn't particularly be worried about it. I'd be just trying to add to the count. Just played it well. Still looking for that little nibble, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Here, or you could play that ball just underneath, but it just then leaves the exposure open. You get to my...
I think maybe a possible change of hand here from what he played the first time, just underneath his own short green ball.
Well, at the moment we're just one down on the spot.
A lot of discussion going on.
I don't think he needs to be over heavy, does he? He just needs to be changing hand, just try and come down to just rest the shot ball, slight movement in the jack, gets him a result.
I'd just be drawing.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to land on that ball. He's got the shot, just play a dead length. Forehand. Well, discussions have been had. Jason was wanting to play something down the backhand. I'd still myself just play the forehand and just... Yeah, it looks like he's going to play. I think it's the right shot. He'd be very, very unlucky to land on his own ball and give the shot away.
One shot, Choi and Po.
Set score 1-2 after 2 ends.
Don't forget it's a double session for you this morning. 2 games before the lunch break. Following this one we have Tamara Arnold and Wesley Nielsen taking on Trevor Taylor and Connor Milne. Tamara and Wesley are from Australia. And obviously Trevor and Connor are a UK pairing. One
That
from
length,
England,
26
one from
metres.
Scotland.
So Ting just looking for a yard further.
Yep, well played.
Yeah, it's a good adjustment.
Well, the tactics worked. This is where
One red.
Jason's coaching skill set will kick in.
Yeah.
I think the method in playing this length is they'll know all about, you know, bowls in Canada. Like I said earlier on in this particular game, there is no indoor facility in Canada, so you know they won't be used to playing as a whole on something as quick as this.
Yeah.
So obviously by shortening that length of the jack, will put them a bit more out of the comfort zone. And at the moment it has worked because David's been playing some good consistent stuff at the front. So again, it's all about just trying to create an opening or an opportunity just to try and, you know, they need to score multiple ends.
It's well played.
Well, he's stalking this. He seems to like it. He's after it. Is he reaching? No. So he followed that
Two red.
down. Big chance. Anywhere within a yard for a 3. He's played such a good ball with his first. Certainly won't be overthinking this.
No. Just needs to go up and focus on the draw and apply a wee bit more pressure to. Well played here, you know.
It's a really good bowl. It's slightly
Three red.
unfortunate to finish where he's finished. I mean, will that just tempt Gary to play straight through that little hole? Play a lot of pace through the hole, get the jack. That ball now creates a little bit of an angle. I mean, had Jason's ball finished centre of the ring, that would have been absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
So he's played a good bowl, but just frames it slightly. Still got to be hit, of course. You look there, it's 3 down anyway. Even if he removes the nearest green ball, it's only going to be 1 extra.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you've just got to take a chance. It's either that or you play down the backhand and just draw. You know, that's available as well. He's nominated his... You don't see that often. You see that a lot on the crown green where the player has to elect that he's playing a drive just for safety reasons. But flat green, you don't see it very often at all. So, looking for any contact. One away.
2 shots, Choi and Po.
Set score 3-2 after 3 ends. Jack length 26 metres.
Nhảy. Có xíu xíu.
Line's very good, Dave. Come on. Yeah, great bowl there. Just a foot and a half.
都係攝落去。有啊。
Well, Ting just needs to put the brakes on slightly. Yes, in.
It's just 12 inches off your last. It's all about the weight, buddy. Line's pretty good. Come on, start working. Good enough. Well played.
1 green.
Coming back now. Is it going to come back quick enough?
你近下少少。
Probably just fallen out for a second. So just a very small correction needed for Jason.
Yep.
Just like half a bowl tighter. See, he's just standing on the outside of the mat. That will allow the bowl to bend as much as it can. By playing the same line and moving across on the mat will automatically make it bend anyway. Just lost the pace.
Yeah, just holding one. Yeah, just got to draw to there.
If I was to go a fraction wider and look at rolling this ball over once, look at 3 and 3.
No, because the red at the front is closer.
Oh, I just don't think it's just got back in time. Decent pace. Falling over will help. It'd be slightly easier for them to see now they've moved the bowl.
It's just one.
I think
Just
just
one?
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
One shot, Llewellyn and Pickering.
Question there about the shoes.
Set score 3-3 after 4 ends.
It's not actually written down with the rules here about it has to be a certain type of shoe. It's just a relevantly flat sole. I mean, years ago it had to be completely soft, didn't it? We used to have the old style bowling shoes like Pelhams and things like that. It had to be completely flat and soft. What I never understood with that was, I mean, you play outdoors.
Back length 26.5 metres.
Some of the weathers we get over here in the UK, and I find them quite dangerous.
Yeah.
Because there's no grip on them at all.
No.
And I don't think it actually damages the green that much, because as long as it is relevantly flat, hasn't got any like spikes or anything.
Yeah.
I think a slight grip on a bowling shoe is actually safer. And on the crown green, you can wear trainers. You can wear any kind of trainer really. And the crown greens, without sounding rude, the crown green surfaces are far superior to the flat green surfaces as a whole. They don't cause a lot of damage. But it's all about. I think also, Graham, it depends on where in the world you play bowls, because you look at some of the online
absolutely.
shops.
Yeah.
There's certain items that you can get maybe in Australia that you can't get in the UK, and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's horses for courses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some are a bit more snazzier than most. I think the Hong Kong pair playing with the Asics, certainly look quite modern.
And I think I hit the nail on the head there. It's the whole kind of concept of it had to be like a certain sole, a certain colour, and trying to make it a more modern sport is one of the things with the dress code, what you're wearing in the shoes.
I think it's key. I think it's like you say, it's not just making the sport more modern. For me, it's making the sport more attractive.
Yeah.
Making it really, really attractive. My outdoor club's right in the middle of a very, very, very busy park. I think it's like 1.8 million people coming through the park.
Yeah.
And since they've jazzed the club kits and the counter kits, so I've definitely noticed when people are walking past the bowling green, they tend to stop a little bit more now and look what's going on, where before, when everybody was wearing whites or greys, not many people kind of stop to watch.
Yeah. And I think many years, and probably still to an extent today as well, bowling was perceived as an old man's sport.
Yeah, it's a stigma, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a sport for all, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not,
No.
And I mean, when I say all, it's not just all about age. Look at some of the top class power players that we have, around the world.
Absolutely.
And they still play, at the highest level against an able-bodied player. And that's the beauty of this sport. It's really caught them out this length.
We've said that hand seems to be playing
Just drawing in there.
different from what it's done the last few years. It just seems to be sticking a bit.
dear. Yeah. This slight loose end's going to cost them here. I'd be very surprised if Jason doesn't make the adjustment with this to make a 3.
Certainly a good track. Just needs to run. Should be enough.
Yeah, I think it's just limped in, hasn't it?
Your choice.
Alan's just saying you've got to declare. It's not for Alan to declare.
No.
Just to say how many he's going to give him, then
Yeah.
they'll decide whether they're going
Two
to
reds.
measure anything.
This one as well.
They want that one out.
You want this?
I think you want. I want to.
Measure that. Yep.
This one?
Measuring that. Yep.
If you're not sure, it's always wise just to get the measure on, isn't it? Rather than sit there looking at it for
Yeah.
20 minutes, just get the measures
Oh,
on
absolutely.
quickly. Doesn't cost anything.
That green. These 2 reds.
Sue Mates is going to be doing the measuring, so she'll go to the green bowl first with the box measure, then obviously go to the 2 reds. Nice simple bit of kit, but as always you need that really steady hand.
Yeah. And she certainly has a steady hand.
Yeah, she's a very good official. Yeah, that one looks in. Just has to go back to the original measure just to make sure there's been no movement in the string.
3 shots.
Yeah,
For
3.
Choi and Poe.
So it's after 5 ends, it's Hong Kong who lead this second set by 6 shots to 3. Remember, they need to win this set to force a tie-break.
Set score 6-3 after 5 ends. Jack length 24.5 metres.
Well, it's certainly been a good tactic bringing this mat halfway up the green. You know, they've won 3 out of the last 4 ends at this length.
Okay.
Good start, Davey. 2 feet.
可能要攞多少少都係試邊啲位啊！而家你咁多。Better.
Well, Ting. Well played.
He's corrected
He
well.
is, it's well played.
I mean, a close second's good.
Just over again. Just
2 red.
David Llewellyn just lost his way slightly at this length.
Yeah, if you can play that 23 metre, 24 metre-ish length jack on a very quick surface, it's a really, really good bit of armoury to have, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Especially on here, they're playing a short length jack. You tend to, even though it's short, you tend to still need that stronger bias bowl. Oh, he's played a bomb here. Well played. That's a great ball.
One green.
That's a big bowl there. I mean, 3 behind, 3 down. Just wondering whether Jason may just elect just to play a little bit quick at it. Just to remove the bowl.
Yeah.
Hasn't got a lot of back position, that's the only thing. It depends on what gets moved. Even if he just gets to the jack, there's always that chance of that double bounce, to bring it back up the green.
Oh yeah, I just was looking at other options. Okay. I'll err on the side of okay.
Well, Ed on the
One
side of
shot,
caution
Llewellyn
there.
and
I mean,
Pickering.
there wasn't a lot of room to make a second shot and a little bit of danger. Didn't want to give it away at this point in the second set.
Set score 6-4 after 6 ends.
So 2 shots adrift, 3 ends to play. Canadians can afford to tie this set, having won the first set as well. They don't have to win it. A tie will be good enough for them. You get half a point for a tied set.
Jack length 25 metres.
He's well played again. Certainly a lot happier with that mat back, isn't he? That's
Yeah.
how he's been playing, you know, early on in the game. Definitely more comfortable.
Things very close here.
Oh, great ball.
Slipping past.
Two green.
Yeah, where's the tee, Davey?
Well, he's gone for the tee. I don't think Jason will play something that flash, though, myself.
No.
Certainly not. It's normally a fast-paced game, two ball pairs, but it's been quite slow. It's going quick. I don't think that was the shot myself.
No.
I mean, even if he'd have made contact with the jack, you know, he was still going to be down on the spot anyway. Now he's left himself in quite a bit of trouble. I'd have probably just drawn with me first, just to try and create something a bit better. I mean, it's personal choice, obviously. I'm just a firm believer in just trying to give yourself, you know, the best chance you've got. I mean, will he just cover the back again, or will he try and add another one in? If he wants to attack it again, I mean, could you not play the backhand and just try and play the two green balls away?
Especially if he's playing with that same sort of weight again.
Just got to be careful playing
He's
a lot of
left his
pace.
own.
Yeah, because of your own ball.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, has it done enough to get second?
Umpire, please. One green and a measure.
So while they're measuring these, don't forget 6 games of bowls for you today. Next game will be on straight after this. There'll be a very quick 10-minute break, if that. Then we have a slight lunch break, and then we're back with you for games at 2 o'clock. There's one following that, round about 3:45. And then we have 2 games this evening for you. First one is at 7, following that game, round about 8:30 this evening. So it's a bit of a long one.
Two
Some
shots,
balls for you.
Llewellyn and Pickering.
Okay.
All square going into this 8th end.
Set score 6-6 after 7 ends. Jack length 26.5 metres.
Good start, Dave. 3.5.
One. Start ball.
Oh, good opening ball from Ting.
Absolutely.
In this set can still swing either way. It's been an interesting one. Well,
It's a big chance here.
如果你就
For
轉
Ting.
these are the chances you've really got to take, haven't you? You're not going to get them very often.
Yeah.
One red.
Certainly changed over the years, these World Indoor Bowls Championships. And the formats changed. Used to go on forever, didn't they? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Remember Preston Guild Hall years ago when I don't know, I must have been about 13 or something like that. Remember there was a game that went on about 2 o'clock in the morning. It
Yeah,
finished.
that's
My
right.
goodness. You'd have been well asleep by then, Graham.
I would have been. Yeah.
Sat here with the lights off.
And you go back even further than that in the days of Coat Bridge, when it was at Coat Bridge.
Yeah, 1979 to 87. It was at Coatbridge.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, đó. Không không?
Yeah. Close.
If you can just get back to the centre line.
Back through. Yep.
Oh, well played.
No, it's just
In a bit of trouble now.
almost a bolt behind the jack. It's half, yeah. Not that much space.
Well, Gary just needs to run. Just not making the trip. Great line.
Chance here for Jason. Anywhere within inside that bowl or gets him another shot. Needs to run here.
Either side of it. That's what you call sod's law, that.
Yeah, certainly is. Still has 2 shots though.
2 shots, Choi and Po.
So Ting
Set score,
and Jason
8-6
have the
after
upper
8
hand now
ends.
going into this final end of the second set.
Jack length 27 metres.
Just 2 feet. Question, is there enough being done to promote indoor disability bowls? I don't think there's enough to being done to promote the game as a whole, to be fair. But I do believe, everyone should have the right to equal amount of exposure, and I think certainly a lot more could definitely be done. But it takes a lot of commitment, money. We don't have a lot of money for the sport to do the necessary promoting. That's the issue, isn't it? It's always down to funding, isn't it?
Funding's a big part of it.
Okay.
Well, Gary, you're in a bit of a pickle here. Jason will just look at getting something slightly closer. Obviously, Gary needs to make both of his bowls count. If he can just finish a foot away, that'll be really good.
Yeah, it just looks to better the shot position he's got at the moment.
That's well played.
Yeah. Anything to try and make it harder for Gary to get the 2 to tie the set.
I think you've got to at least try to draw your first. See what happens with that, and then make the difficult decision with your last bowl.
Yeah.
Trouble is, if you go searching early, and miss with your first ball. Positioning isn't great, especially that ball's just slightly fallen. Not quite sure what they're looking at, to be fair. I think he just needs to play the backhand and just try and beat that last ball.
He did have his foot point at one point to this green ball on the forehand side. But I think, as you say, it just needs to be a backhand draw down to Jason's ball.
Going quick, is it?
Very close.
Will he get back? It's been unlucky.
Just unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Yeah.
1 red.
So Jason's well played here.
Two red.
Well, Gary, there's a slight chance with that ball finishing there
Yeah.
down that forehand, you know.
Yeah. Ball on to Jack. Jack out to the side.
Could steal a win.
Yep. It's a good bad one, as they say. Certainly gives him another option.
If he plays very firm and lands on the last ball, that makes contact with the jack. He could sneak this. Yeah, he's going for it.
Yep. I think it's worth a go.
The key is jack movement.
Oh, it's unlucky.
Nearly got off a
Second
wider
set,
ball.
Choi and Po. Match
Very
tiebreak.
unlucky.
Slightly wide of the target, but it very, very nearly made the connection onto the jack. So another single for Ting and Jason. They take this second set,
cool.
9 shots to 6. Into a tiebreak we go. It's a 3-end tiebreak. First pair to win 2 of the 3 ends will go through to the next round and face the defending champions.
Yeah, and just a summary of the 2 sets there. It's both pairs have won 9
First end
ends.
tiebreak. Llewellyn and Pickering won the toss and has given
Over
the
the
jack
2
to Choi
sets.
and Po.
And 16-15 in shots to the pairing from Hong Kong.
Thank you very much, Carol. 2 from the top and any 4, thank you. So tie-break slightly
Jack length,
different
27 metres.
sometimes with it not being a cumulative score. Sometimes it can get slightly more aggressive. The respots are still in play for the first 2 ends. And the rules change again slightly on the 3rd end should we get there.
係啊啦，唔錯啊。Good start, hey. Done.
You can draw that.
Well, that's the opening bowl you want in this tie break for sure.
The line should be good, Davey. Three feet.
俾多個 roll 你掂自己掂先都冇問題啊，條線 keep 到啊。俾一你轉啊！
Well played again. Oh, well done.
搞呢分一啦。
That's very well played.
Yeah, see, you're smacking it now. Go driving it. Take your time.
Very technical, wasn't it? Do you fancy smacking it? There's no touches, so there's no live bowls. If you can hit it nice and solid onto the jack, give his skip a bit of a chance with his bowls. So removes the red bowl. The green bowl's just gone off the back as well. I think if I was Jason, I'd just probably go deep. Just try and beat the green bowl. Somewhere in between the green bowl and the edge of the rink. And say, well, I'm quite happy with that. You play away. He could feather it away from the jack. You know, if he catches it thin enough, could lift it away with no jack movement. But I think the higher percentage would say the jack will move. So anything down just slightly past. The only issue is, does the jack make contact with that back green bowl? That's the difference. Well, we've just hit the 2 hour mark. It's unusual for two ball pairs to go 2 hours.
Unlike the singles, of course, there is no time clock for the pairs.
Yeah, they don't have it for the pairs. I mean, there's still slow play rules that people can enforce if needed. But yeah, it's not something they tend to use, is it?
No. Yep, complete.
My weight is going to spring.
I mean, the shot's the shot. I don't see any point in discussing whether you think it's going to hit it or not. I think you just got to try and concentrate. If it, I mean, Gary's drive is a lot heavier than what David's played, so you know if there is a contact, it could literally go anywhere, couldn't it? But
yeah.
I'd be just concentrating on actually just hitting the target for now. I think looking at it here, it does look like it will make contact.
Yeah, he's playing through it. Could feather it out in this hand though.
Oot. Now he's in trouble.
Yep.
Canadians don't have a ball on the green. That's the problem. You need a little stick, a little brush like on curling. You can just put where you want the ball.
你當試下租個 spot 咯，攞下草，攞下感覺。
Well, you either play an absolute dead draw or you hit and hope. But the trouble is, your ball has to whatever you hit, your ball has to stay on the green. Because
Yeah.
you can't get a live ball from it. So you can either play that kind of attacking bowl where you try and hit the red ball to release a jack, and then your ball runs through with it. There's a lot of stuff at the back. Or you just go and play a dead draw within an inch. Simple, isn't it?
Simple from here. I think, as you said, I think if he's looking for shot, it needs to be a dead draw. See, he's heavy.
Yeah, his body language doesn't look good.
First end, Choi and Po.
So, Hong Kong pair take this first end of the tiebreak. They go in the lead for the first time in this game.
Jack length 26 metres.
Okay, make contact. Just going out the back door.
Through it, yep.
One red.
Doesn't want the jack. Could have been unlucky there, but he just got a slight slice of the jack.
Yeah.
But I think he's okay.
No, I think he's alright. Looking at a short green ball as to.
I won't be worried. It's still just a draw. Isn't
Yeah,
it? Doesn't
absolutely.
Really matter
He
who's
just
in.
needs to reach. He just needs to reach the two back red ones.
I don't get all this clever finger measuring. You know, they do the little X with the fingers. I'll try that. I have no idea.
My fingers are not big enough to do the X with the distance my balls are normally away. So
So we've got a sheepdog. So looking for a draw down to the red balls or something even slightly closer. Overplayed.
through this, yeah.
I know it's always hard to tell unless you've got a camera right over the top of the head, but the angle I just favour the red bowl, but could be wrong.
Head down, which suggests he doesn't like it.
A little
but
bit quick, is it?
Just
Doesn't
needs
want the
to
jack.
watch.
Oh! Giving it away. I think he's given the shot away. There'll be a skin on my rice pudding for lunch. He won't get any closer.
No.
It is what it is.
I think if he's unsure of the shot, I think he needs to just play a drawn ball down to the red, the two red balls. I mean,
The only
anything but
danger,
tight.
the only danger is falling back on the jack. It's got to
Yeah.
play. It's got to play forehand. That's for certain. Got to play down that forehand.
Yeah.
Sits the balls is okay. The only danger, like I say, is probably just sitting back on the jack.
If he's that unsure of the shot, I think he needs to play his ball. Other than that, he needs to declare the head.
Yeah, because it's taking its time, isn't it? It's clearly not sure. I mean, from here, I'd have to put £1 on the green one. I don't give pounds away very often, but it's forehand draw. Don't sit back on the jack.
Umpire, please.
Paul Sue.
You want the front rib bowl left. Taken away.
So this will be a caliper measure.
Thank you. Measure for shot.
Put her glasses on, she means business now.
She does.
This is where the pressure's on a little bit for the umpires, isn't it? It shows
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
how good they are. You know, the kind of the unsung heroes of the sport, aren't they, really, the officials?
Yeah.
I mean, you're measuring for game here. And you've got a camera on you and a load of people watching. Last thing you want to do is just nudge it.
Those calipers are deadly.
I'm being moaned at for only putting a pound on this by Mark Thompson there. I'm from Manchester, I'm tired.
Initially, it was only 50 pence.
I think my pound was safe, was there? Was it?
I think
went
so.
through pretty quick, didn't it? One
Yeah.
green, is it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Second
Yeah.
end,
Yeah,
Llewellyn and
I agree.
Pickering.
So a little bit unlucky for Jason there, giving that shot away. It was closer than I thought, to be fair, and I thought the green ball was in by more than that. But it is 1 to the Canadians, and we're going to go into the third end of this tie-break. Rules change slightly, so this is the only time you can kill an end.
Kill an end, yeah.
You have to nominate, though. You can nominate as many times as you like, but you can only kill the end once.
Jack length 27 metres.
And then if this end is tied for whatever reason, then they actually play a fourth end. It's one bowl shootout, isn't it, I think? Yep.
Not bad.
Take a roll. 4 feet, 5 feet.
See, hold on, Paul. Oh. Oh.
It's played again.
Very
Well
well
played,
played,
Tink.
yeah.
Yeah, two really good bowls there.
Yeah, you can draw this, Dave. You were 3.5 feet through last time. The line's got a chance. Come on. Your brakes on.
Well, David wants to throw the anchor out now. Stop it. Just gone past.
One red.
Quick question there about other than having the last wood, what makes you decide either give the jack away or keep it? I think it depends on how the game's gone. I mean, this game's definitely been a game of two lengths. You know, having the mat up like it is now has certainly proved to be a value for the Hong Kong pairing. So, you know, when it's your choice, I guess you've got to think, well, do I take a chance and rely on that length that served me well
Yeah.
over the last kind of 9 ends? But then by electing not to have the last bowl, sometimes you could, and I have seen it, you lose on a fluke and you've got
Yeah.
no reply.
no
So,
reply.
yeah, I mean, those are the decisions you have to make, and you have to stand by them whether you win or lose, don't you, I guess?
See you later.
They can just turn this bowl down slightly better. It's always easier, I think, when you can physically see the jack from the
Yeah.
mat.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there, look, now look, it's closed away. It's slightly harder, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know it's subconscious, obviously, but I always prefer to see the jack. There isn't really a target on here. He's got to draw. I just don't think you can get all 3 balls away. You can, of course, elect to kill it.
Even if this is the back there.
And as I said before, the winners of this game will play the defending champions tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett.
So is one people that is driving, but I haven't heard of the nomination to kill the end. Have they remembered? A lot of people forget, funny enough, that rule. Oh, well. A little bit unfortunate. I mean, I think he was still going to be shot down, but it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
You know, he's got 2 feet to draw instead of just, 8 or 9 inches.
Yeah.
Jason will want to get there first now.
1 red.
And the positive for Gary is if there's no change here, he can see the jack now, which I go back to saying makes it slightly easier if you can see the jack.
He's played this really well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's a great ball. That's
Well done.
absolutely brilliant. He's in trouble. I mean, you can see probably a quarter of the jack at most down the centre line. Just looking if he pairs the 2 red balls, if he lands the front one onto the back one with no jack contact. I'm just trying to see out the window whether that back green ball will count.
Think it might.
I mean, you either draw down the back up, that ball's fallen now, they've not spotted it yet. You just need to let him know the front ball's fell.
Gary, this front ball just fell. The front ball, it just fell. It's flat now. Yeah.
Which will change the shot. Now the potential of the dead draw on the backhand now. Down to Jason's shot ball.
Okay. Did you see it?
I've still not heard of any nomination to kill yet. Well, he's gone for the very difficult draw.
I'd say
I think he's wide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wide and quick.
3rd end and the match.
Yeah, just
Choi
going to go
and
past.
Poe.
So it's a 1 for the Hong Kong pair, and they sneak this game in the tiebreak. 2 ends to 1. So great result there for Ting and Jason. So let's have a look at what we have for the rest of today then. So game up next is the Australian pair Tamara Arnold and Wesley Nielsen taking on the UK pairing of Trevor Taylor and Connor Milne. 2 o'clock we have the South African pair Christoffel Lambrechts and Fred Porter taking on the New Zealand pairing of Anthony Ole and Chris Smith. 15:45 Chris Rogers, Steve Wade against Anne Nunes and Bill Brault. And 1900, it's Israel against Scotland. And then don't forget, there's another game as well after that at 2030, which is Thailand against Scotland as well. So thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to take a very, very quick break, and we'll be back very, very shortly. Bye for now.
Bye.